The bus somersaulted so many times that you wouldn't even believe that people could still come out of that bus alive. I didn't know what was happening around me. It's just God that said, Ugonwa, your time is not yet now. Ugonwa, it is not time for you to leave this earth. Hi, welcome to the channel. If this is the first time on my channel, hello, welcome. My name is Ugonwa and I am a sister who loves to talk about Christ. Yes, I love to share my Christian journey, the highs, the lows, the good, the bad, the ups and downs. If this is the type of content you love, please consider subscribing to the channel and join the family. And to my returning subscribers, I love you guys. You guys already know that. In today's video, I'm going to share with you all how God rescued me from a near-death experience. I had a very fatal accident. When I tell you a very fatal accident, it's an accident that, oh my God, you won't believe that someone would come out of that vehicle alive, because the vehicle somersaulted for how many times I can't even count. And how it even happened, because when everything happened, I didn't know what was happening around me. I just didn't know where I was. This is how this whole story began. I traveled, this happened, it happened in the southeastern part of Nigeria. So I traveled to Onitsha. I was in my secondary school then, yes. So this thing happened years ago. I went to Onitsha to run an errand. I was residing in Awka, Anambra State. So I went to Onitsha to run an errand, and while I was coming back, we were already in the vehicle. So I was at the back of the vehicle. That was a position where I was seated. And I remembered I bought ice cream and I was just enjoying my ice cream, licking my ice cream without knowing what will happen in the next hour, or without even knowing what will happen in the next minute, in the next hour, because I wasn't even keeping to time. All I know is that I bought my ticket, I entered the bus, and we zoomed off. The driver were just like normal going back traveling, because I was done with what I was doing in Onitsha. Yes, I was just done with everything, and then I started my journey. I was going back to Awka, Anambra State, and I was at the back of the vehicle when the whole incident happened. So when this whole thing happened, it was just like I heard a very loud noise just beneath the vehicle. That was the only thing I heard. That was the only thing I could remember when this incident occurred. That was the only thing I could remember. And guys, I just blacked out. I didn't know what happened. I didn't know where I was. I just couldn't tell. From that moment till when I woke up, I can't even tell these were the events that occurred, or these are the events that took place. Because I didn't even know when I was carried to the hospital. I didn't even know when I was taken to the hospital. Even other passengers, I don't even know their whereabouts. I just couldn't tell. So when I left Onitsha, going back to Awka, there was still daylight, but I woke up in the hospital just in the middle of the night. Within the hours of the day and in the middle of the night, I didn't even know what happened. When it happened, I was just hearing people coming. The whole thing was so vague that I can't, oh my goodness, Jesus, God, I thank you for saving my life. God saved my life, because I don't know what would have happened. I don't know, so many things. If I remember that incident, there are many things that keeps coming to mind. What if I had passed on from that incident? What if I had passed on through that accident? What if the plan of the devil worked? What if I didn't wake up from my sleep? What if? There were so many what if. Oh God. So at the hospital, I woke up and it was already night, and I was wondering what is going on. I was just looking around me. What is happening? And it's just God that woke me up. It is just God that said, Ugonwa, your time is not yet now. Ugonwa, it is not time for you to leave this earth. It is not time for you to die. So I knew at that particular point in time, oh my God, it is not your time. See, let me tell you, when it is not your time, no matter what, no matter how the devil tries to push it around, or God says that I have given you life and I have given it to you in abundance. We have this life in abundance. And when I woke up, I saw my cousin brother beside me. Probably they took hold of my phone and they called him when probably they took my phone and saw the contact, probably maybe the last contact, the number they saw, and thankfully it was my brother. So my brother came, he was sitting right beside me, And when I woke up, I was just wondering what is going on, what is happening. And I saw my cousin brother, and because my cousin brother was in Oka at that period here. Thankfully, they saw his number and they were able to contact him. And so when they contacted him as well, because my auntie as well was also in Oka, but probably they first saw my cousin's brother's number and then they called him. He came, and when I woke up, I saw him right beside me. And God, I saw what was happening. That was when I remembered everything that happened. I even remember that I went to Onisha. That was when I remember that I went to Onisha, and I'm like, hold on, what happened? How did I go here? Because the hospital that we were conveyed to was Regina Shelley Hospital. About other passengers, I don't even know their whereabouts. I don't know about the driver. I can't even tell. Up till today, I can't even tell how this whole thing happened. But I remembered something. There was a day I went to make a call. You know, when this accident happened and I was discharged from the hospital and then I was at home, I went to make a call. So I was just speaking with my brother who lives in Abuja. Then I was speaking to him. I was just telling him, narrating to him. I was just telling him I had an accident and all of that. I was just telling him I had an accident, and the place where I was, the lady asked me, hold on, when did this accident happen? Was this so day? I said yes. So this lady was not telling me, oh, that she saw that accident when it happened, that in fact the boss assaulted for many times. And I'm like, what was that happen? So I was so much interested to know how the whole thing happened. I told the guys when I just heard like a loud sound underneath the bus, and that was how I blacked out. Probably when this accident occurred, that was the loud sound that caused the accident. And when I blacked out, probably maybe that was when the bus somersaulted, and the lady said the bus somersaulted so many times that you wouldn't even believe that people could still come out of that bus alive. Guys, I was like, what was this thing? Was it really what happened? I was so shocked. It took days, it took months for that pain, for that wound to heal, because my waist was affected. My neck was also affected because at that period, I can't even turn my neck like this. I cannot even turn my neck this way. And that was how this whole thing happened. And it took months for the whole wound to heal, for everything to heal. But I just want to thank God who rescued me and others from this near-death experience, this fatal accident, from this accident that could have claimed our lives, from this accident that could have claimed my life. I'm grateful to God. So why I am telling this story is I just want to relate it to Christian journey. It's not something we like. Christian journey is not, there's no rush when it comes to the things of God. Process is a gradual step every Christian needs to be taking every day. When God says yes, just know that his yes is yes. When he says no, just know that his no is no. I know that God has already said no to death for me. Like God has already said no. Gonwa is not going to die. And it stands. That is the word of God. That even if that boss, oh my God, believe God when God says, I have come to give you life and for you to have it in abundance. Believe God when he says it. Believe God when God says, oh God, I will never leave you. I will never abandon you. Believe him when he says it. We need to come up to that stage, to that level when we just need to believe God for whatever thing he says. We just need to come up to that level where we can say, Lord, I believe you. I have faith in you. I know this. I know you can do this. I know you are able. God is able. He's able to do it. In whatever situation you are going through, I don't know what situation you are going through, but just know that God is right there with you. He's right there with you. He said he's always with us. He's right there with us. When Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, when they were thrown into the fire, God was with them. There was a fourth man in the furnace. God was with them even in the midst of fire. So whatever situation you are going through right now, I want you to take courage. I want you to remember that God is with you. I want you to remember that he is right there with you. He can never abandon you in any way. Rather, he will be with you as you are going through it, and God always, and as you are going through such thing, as you are going through difficult times, as you're going through your wilderness experience, God will definitely, He will surely make a way for you. Just give it time and keep praying, keep reminding Him of His promises. Give Him time. God will definitely take you out, bring you out of that pit. He will bring you out of that situation. My accident, oh my God, that was it's a miracle that I don't forget in my life. That sometimes if I'm going through stuff, if I'm passing through difficult times, if I'm going through difficult challenges, if I'm having wilderness experience, each time I recall back that incident, this particular incident that occurred, each time I recall back God saving me from near-death experience, I would always tell myself, oh, if God can save you from a very near-death experience, then this one is just a small thing to Him. God is definitely working it out. He's working it out, helping us in our situations, in what we are going through. And I want you to trust God. As I'm here to encourage you to trust God to give you the strength, the ability to pass through the stage, to overcome every trial, to overcome every temptation. You will definitely come out victorious. So when you are going through this, don't forget all the good things and all the miraculous things God has done in your life, because sometimes the devil will always bring up that moment. He will always bring up the present moment, that situation, that circumstances, that wilderness experience. He'll always come up with it as an excuse to start blaming God, as an excuse to start doubting God. He always come up with that excuses. Yes, you are going through this, and if God is there, God would have saved you. So why are you still there with God? Abandon Him and just look for a solution elsewhere and all of that. God lived. And the thing is, sometimes He always succeed in convincing most of us that God is the reason why we are going through what we are going through. God is the reason why we are passing through difficult times. Sometimes you always succeed doing that. But right now, I want you to have it at the back of your mind that God can never tempt anyone. We are in a sinful world where we need so many things, right? So when things like this come up, don't be too fast to doubt God. Don't be too fast to start blaming God, because it is not God. It's just the enemy trying to play his tricks on us, right? So that we would either fall out of God's will for our lives, or we would either backslide, or even in that moment, make sure that is when you should even focus on God. That is when you should even pray more. That is when you should even draw closer to God. That is when you should even build up your personal relationship with God. That is when you should even be more serious with God, because the Bible said, having done all these to stand. So please, I want to encourage you, keep moving, don't stop, don't look back, don't backslide, don't fall out of God's will, don't stay too far away from God. I always say this, don't stay away from God, and God will definitely see us through. He's always there. His strength will always strengthen us. His strength will always quicken us. His spirit will always strengthen us. His spirit will always energize us. His spirit will always help us, even in our weaknesses. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much if you have watched to this very stage, and if you haven't given this video a huge thumbs up, please go ahead and give this video a huge thumbs up. Yes, giving this video a huge thumbs up would make the algorithm to recommend this video to more viewers. And also share this video. You never can tell whom this video would minister to, or whom this video would help. And if you haven't subscribed, please do go ahead to subscribe to the channel and join the family, and drop your thoughtful comments, drop your thoughts, your comments in the comment section, and I'm going to see you guys in my next one. Bye for now.